Cord, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
American Fiction.
The movie that everyone is raving about. Critics are calling it.
Well, it is up for Best Picture.
Yeah, they're calling it up for Best Picture.
American Academy of... Wait, what is it called? Motion Pictures and Sciences?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I guess.
They nominated it for Best Picture.
Wow. But
exciting. We're the true judge.
Yeah. We decide. The people listen to us.
We decide what is good and what is bad.
We are of the people, for the people, by the people. This podcast is presented to you by two people.
Human. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're next to people. And we're near people. Like, I have neighbors. We're near dogs. There's many dogs in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Not as many cats, because these are rich people, and rich people, they know that cats aren't as good on Instagram.
Yeah.
So they don't bother with cats. They know that they need their Instagram.
And they just want, like, lowly serfs that they can control that will do what they want all the time. Yeah. So they love dogs. Yeah. Yes, I'll do anything you like.
Oh, I'm so excited to see you.
Oh, you're looking at me. Great. They love that kind of shit.
Most importantly, though, they love when we talk about the quality of American Fiction.
Yes. Ugh.
What did you think of this movie?
So, I gotta set the scene for you if I will. I rode the train into town. Oh, how romantic. A man came on and was screaming for money. And I was like, I literally don't have any money. And
you're in the Big Apple, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, this is the first pod. We have expanded our operation. Yeah, we're taking a bite out of this fucking city tonight. This is the fucking, we're on Broadway tonight. No, I wasn't. But the guy kept screaming, and I was like, I wish I could help, but it's one of those where you don't want to engage because you're like, well, the moment I engage, maybe this is going to turn into something weird.
He might eat my face.
He may eat my face. And I've noticed something here. Kindness is absolutely rejected and often seen as foreign, alien, weird, and creepy or something. Like, people don't like it. So I've been trying to just numb myself to the world.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to New York City. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. We don't feel anything. We don't have time for feelings here. But what I did have time
to go. We're on the L train.
The L train, the M, the J, the Z, the JZ.
99 trains. And
they're all going to the Regal Cinemas tonight. And that's what I did. Okay. I rode the train to the cinema.
Beautiful.
It was a 3-story Regal, which I've never experienced. I went, wow, this is Regal. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. I got my popcorn. I sat down first. This theater had tables that you can spin out or swivel out. I don't know how to describe it.
It's like going to school.
It was like going to school, but you can put your popcorn on it. And that's what I did. Now,
they don't let you do that in school.
They don't. Which, I mean, if you could have popcorn in class, I mean, the Egyptians. Oh, this is interesting. I think it might help. Anyway, all that to say,
go on.
But Tutankhamun was an asshole. No. I don't know why we are talking about any of this. Oh, right, because the movie. I saw the movie and I had a good time, but we had talked about it before and you were like, it's not very cinematic. And the whole time I was like, yeah, this feels like a commercial quality, like a commercial for like a medicine ad or something.
Yes.
Like that type of quality. It was very weird, but I liked a lot of it.
Yeah,
but the delivery was weird, if that makes sense.
It's fucking strange.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I'm afraid that I don't like it because I wonder if that makes me a bad person.
No.
But that's it. I mean, we'll get more into what I do and don't like about it. But in general, I don't like it.
Yeah,
You got that, the Academy?
Hey, Academy.
What are you going to do about it? No. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. We got a pizza and a pasta. We're going to come to your house and, hey.
Hey, howdy. I said y'all the other day and I felt crazy. I was like, oh, I got to watch that shit. Cut it out.
What do you say there?
Use guys.
Use guys,
yeah,
yes.
Use guys. Hey. But yeah, I get that.
I'm sorry.
I found myself laughing a bit.
Yeah, I laughed.
Some of the jokes, missed. That's just classic.
I think what happened to me is that every review of it, or every capsule review I saw of it, was just breathless. Just well, I think one of them was a stick of dynamite thrown at society.
That's awesome. A whole stick.
So I was thinking oh, this is gonna be Network or Dr. Strangelove or something deep satire, deep dark satire, and it was just kind of well, it's bad.
Yeah.
And here's some jokes.
And it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Go home.
And then
I feel like it's funny because the critics' response is almost like what the movie's doing.
Absolutely.
It's very interesting. It's this is kind of just a fun, fine movie that has a good point, but it's just maybe not handled the best. And it's just an okay movie, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" It's doing what they do with the book, his fake book in the movie.
Yes.
I've
seen it with two crowds.
Yeah,
one was a small one, one was a larger one at my own Nashville theater, the Belcourt, and I don't think I saw. Now this was because I was at Belcourt, probably. Yeah, but I don't think I saw one black person in there. It was just a bunch of people going, oh, yes, I'm aware of how bad slavery was. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
2 thumbs down.
I don't like it.
No, sir. If somebody put it up to a vote, I'd say no.
Bad.
Vote no on slavery.
Yeah.
And they went,
I am awful. There were a lot of times I was also sandwiched between white people. Though there was a black guy in front of me who was looking at nudes of a man that were being sent to him and feet pics. And I was like, this is wild to be. Hey. It was just a wild experience. I was like, whoa. It just kept swiping through.
Did you lean down and just say, my man.
My man. My mans. You got to put that phone away, but I'm so happy for you.
Hey, airdrop me some of those. Yeah.
I get back row. If you're in the back row, knock yourself out. No one's behind you, but it was distracting. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Didn't expect to see that one.
But we can't only talk about nudes.
We can't.
We've got to talk about the best parts of this movie. The beef lamb gyro, the very best part. Michael, what's the best part of this movie?
The best part, for me, I'm going to have to go with the multiple endings. I always like that sort of bit. There's a bit where they...
Spoiler alert.
Big spoiler alert. He's about to reveal that he wrote this book called Fuck, which was originally called My Pathology. That part, I was like, that was a little too much, I think. It just crossed over a little. I was like,
doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't make any sense. If he had said something like, my ghetto ass, something, more leaning in even more, but fuck doesn't really belong to black people. It just didn't really make any sense. Anyway, sorry.
I thought for sure when he was doing the long pause that he was going to say the N-word. And then I would have been like, oh, hell yeah.
That would have been a good movie.
That's wild. That's wild shit.
It's suddenly shot really cinematically, and the rest of the movie's artfully presented. That would be cool. That would be awesome.
We were tricking you this whole time. Yeah. You thought this was a Cymbalta commercial.
I do,
yeah. It's not.
No, it was not. But yeah, I like that they showed 3 different possible endings, and they had one where it was ambiguous, one where it was romantic comedy, and then the one where he just gets blasted away. And that's of course the one they used for the movie adaptation, which I like that stuff. I thought that was handled well and was funny.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of the guy, the producer guy, but he's good.
He was in the OC years ago.
That seems like
yeah.
He's very handsome. He looks like he would be on the
Blown
OC.
away. Yeah.
What is my favorite part, Michael?
Yeah, what is it?
What is my beef lamb gyro?
Talking about this, and I'm wondering, well, what's Sean think?
What's this guy think? What's this white guy's thought on black culture? Well, I'm here to tell you. I liked. There's one joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only good joke, but there's one that I quite liked.
Yeah.
Where Monk is loading the car. Monk is our main character. His actual name is Thelonious, but everyone calls him Monk.
Yeah.
Which sort of makes sense and sort of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Thelonious Monk is a jazz piano player, but why wouldn't they call him by his real name? I don't know.
Why wouldn't they call him Jazz?
Call him Jazz Daddy.
That's Jazz Daddy.
So they're packing the car. His brother,
Roscoe. No, it's not Roscoe.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
I'm sorry. Couldn't resist.
It's played by Sterling K. Brown. I know that much.
Yes, more like Sterling. I shouldn't say that. Let's pass by it.
Say it.
Sterling Gay Brown. He plays a gay guy.
I thought you were going to change Brown to something darker because he's very dark skinned, but I'm glad that I brought it up.
Me too.
Yeah, thank goodness.
This is an eggshells episode. People are going to be ready to cancel.
I mean, I get it. That's why I was kind of scared to even talk about it. But, you know, it's just my opinion. What do I know?
Doing the opposite of all the white people in the movie, though, which is cool.
Yes, that's true.
I like that. Yeah, very good, yes.
Oh, there's one good shot. This is not the best part, but there's one good shot when Issa Rae is reading her book. That's very weird.
Yeah.
And Monk is in the back. And, like, at the end of the reading, this old white lady stands up in front of Monk, and she's clapping.
That was
it's like,
nice.
That's a good bit.
That was
the very best bit. They're filling up the back of the car, and of course, Mr. Sterling K. Brown is having a little bottle of vodka, or something, a little bottle of clear alcohol. And Monk is like, "What? What are you doing? It's 8 a.m." And he's like, "I'm not flying the fucking plane." That's good. It's good.
That is a good bit,
and it's also weird. Okay, I don't want to talk about negative things.
No.
But I will briefly talk about negative things. It's weird that they're like stuff like that feels kind of real.
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't. It's like an odd mix of stuff.
Yeah.
Because some of it is super melodramatic and strange. And some of the jokes are pretty regular.
Yeah.
But like some of the, we're talking about good stuff, not bad stuff. In listen to me in like 17 minutes, and boy, I'll be ragging.
Ooh,
but
it's gonna get wild.
Sterling K. Brown also is great.
Yeah, he did a great job. I loved his character. I thought he was funny.
Yeah.
They captured like a family dynamic, I think, fairly well. Like the three siblings were so different, and like how they all like kind of handled the aging of their mother, and so I thought that was interesting to see a good dynamic. Yes. Let me see what else I liked. I'm trying to find it. I like Jeff. Is it Jeffrey Wright? Jeffrey? Yeah, I like him and pretty much everything I see him in. I'm like, he's just good at what he does.
I saw him on Broadway like 20 years ago.
Oh shit! Dang.
Not trying to brag, but I've been in New York too, Michael.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah. Broadway.
I love Broadway. City. Hey, I've heard it's great. I've heard it's a great place, and I love it.
It's a hell of a town.
Yeah. Oh my god. I know I like more things. I like the it's just the presentation makes it hard. So I'm trying to like look past the obscuringness.
I think truly the thing that sort of doomed it for me is just the fact that it doesn't seem like it is what it's trying to be.
Yeah. I feel that.
Or maybe it doesn't seem like it is what it was presented to me as. It's not this like deep, dark, rich satire about. It's just kind of a goofy story about, a guy who keeps falling into more and more good luck.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's critics' faults, or maybe it's my fault for thinking it would be more than it was, but it just felt like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
This is honestly what I thought after the second time watching it, is that it felt like the first 4 episodes or 5 episodes of a TV show just jammed in 2 hours.
I feel that.
Because there's so many different characters with so many different things.
Yeah.
Like, each character has a thing. At least 2 things.
Yes.
Like, Sterling K. Brown is the gay brother who just got divorced.
Yeah.
Monk is the writer who's also a secret writer.
Yes.
His neighbor across the street who he's kind of dating, she's a lawyer, but she's also getting through a breakup.
Yes.
Her mother has Alzheimer's, or their mother has Alzheimer's. His sister runs an abortion clinic and dies of a heart attack.
Wild.
There's a lady who is their cook, I guess.
Yes.
And she gets married to like the only other character.
The mailman.
There's like a security guard character, and she gets married to him.
See, I thought he was a mailman the whole time. I was like, that's the mailman. Nope.
It's just like a lot of stuff.
It is a lot. It's a lot going on, and none of it's like. When there's that much, you can't just explore things very well. It's just kind of like...
it's 2 hours. I mean, it felt like it maybe wanted to be a TV show, or maybe wanted to be just like a part 1 of 2 or something. Yeah,
very interesting. Long. Yeah, it was a long movie, and I mean, I hate that we're already...
I'm sorry.
We're already going into...
There's good stuff about it, though.
There is good stuff. I laughed a lot. There were some good bits. Some of the stuff between the white people and him was funny. I thought it had a a nice opening with him being mad. I wish they kind of had leaned in more on that too, though, with him like throwing the kid out and her like her being like, I don't like that word, which is a funny thing. It's like, well, it has nothing to do with you. I love that, but I think they could have doubled down a little bit.
I also liked his conversation with I don't know what the fuck his name is, but he's the guy who sees the monster in Mulholland Drive.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He's like that kind of guy in a lot of different movies where he's just like kind of nervous and scared. And he is apparently like a writer of kind of, it seems like he's a writer of just kind of generic airport fiction. That's what they kind of describe him as. And their arguments back and forth are pretty funny.
Yeah, I like their back and forth was good. And his like scoffing at the agency that was looking at Monk's book. That sort of like petty sort of rivalry. It was good.
I get that. I feel the same way when anyone has success.
Yeah.
I'm so mad.
I did like when it's like the guy who hires Monk to be a part of the like whatever.
That guy's good too.
Yeah, he was really funny, and like they're like, we noticed that we're not diverse enough, and he's just basically telling him we're hiring you because you're black, which I loved. I was like, that's so
it's funny. Like part of the American Literary Society or something like that, some kind of generic group.
Yes,
and he's very funny.
I thought he was great. I loved it.
That's another guy that I don't know who he is, but he's been in things, and I've liked him in things.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't know what. Yeah, I don't know where I would have seen him in.
What does he do?
Yeah,
who is that guy?
Who is? Yeah, that's another plot line. There's a lot going on.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Like the layers of
which stuff it all in there.
Yeah, I did like when Issa Rae and Jeffrey Wright were having that conversation about. They finally talk about like her book versus his book.
Yeah,
because she's like, this is so pandering and like base and awful, and he's like, yeah, but it's like the same as your book. And she's like, excuse me. And I loved that back and forth. It was very interesting. And she was like, I did research, like this is real. And I kind of like the point of that, like when you're judging it and think it's not good enough, like
Yes.
is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then I like the white lady coming in. She was like, "What are we talking about?" That is nice. There's some nice bits here.
I agree. Yeah. And if I seem like I'm slightly dead, it's only because I feel like I feel sick.
Oh yeah.
So if you think like, wow, he sure seems like he's sick. Well,
yeah. You got it.
You got me. I don't feel good.
Nope.
I do not feel good.
And yeah, it's you're sick from the situation, you know, the world we're in, the conditions that this movie could even have to be made. Like,
sad.
It's so heavy, man. That's heavy, dude. No, I'm also a little bit off. I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Story time, if you don't mind. Get in your jammies and go to sleep while
I'm listening.
So I was up very late trying to put together this coffee table that I got, and I thought it was going to be simple, but they added this thing that I liked where you can like pull the top part of the top off and like raise it up so you can have it like higher if I want to like do shit, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's on some crazy lever weird system, and I put the top of it on wrong. Like it was flipped the wrong way because the instructions made they were like, this is the short side, this is the long side.
Yeah.
Every side looks everything's the same. I don't know what you mean by that. So I was up, and then I put it all together. I flipped the table over, and then I tried to like lower the panel, and it just was like not on there right at all. And I was like, no. But it was time to go to bed. I had to go to bed. So I did it this morning, and I fixed it.
Is it working?
It is working.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
See, that's the power of grit, the power of stick-to-itiveness.
Exactly.
You know, I was like, I'm not doing a podcast today. And look at how great this podcast is.
It's one of the best. I think it's probably in our top 10.
It's definitely our most racially uncomfortable one.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot.
Because we've seen a lot of racially wild movies.
Yeah.
I can't think of any, but they definitely... Oh, Little Mermaid, did we talk? We didn't talk about that one, did we?
I think we did, maybe.
Maybe.
I did watch it, so there's no other reason for me. I wouldn't have just watched that.
We absolutely did one on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, I'm a bird. I'm a bird. Have you seen her?
I haven't seen her yet, but
Awkwafina wandering around.
I heard her, but I didn't see her.
Hey!
She was yelling in the subway. I was like, oh God, I better stay out of there.
I haven't been in a movie in 15 minutes. Give me another movie.
It is crazy every time I see a trailer and they're like, and Awkwafina. I'm like, oh no.
I mean, she has to be the most successful person right now.
I think so. I mean,
the most used person.
Yes, I like that one.
At the very least.
She's
probably not making as much money as other people. But
I wish I could make that much being like that.
You could be an Awkwafina type.
I probably, yeah. I could have played that bird.
Yeah, just could you do like a few lines?
Yeah. What do you want?
Do the rap that the bird does.
What is it? Oh yeah. It's the scuttlebutt. I'm about to nut. I don't think that's how it goes.
I'm about to nut.
Ariel, I'm about to nut. I'm a bird. I think I would have gotten that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It can't all be good.
It can't all be good.
Some of it's got to be bad.
And some of it has to be the worst. Ow. The worst. The lo mein.
Yes.
What is
the lo mein? The very worst. You want me to go?
Yeah, you got this one.
Okay. For me, okay. I mean, there are a lot of things, but the worst thing for me is like the way Monk's character evolves.
Yeah.
Like at first he's quite likable.
Absolutely.
For probably the first half of the movie. And then he starts being a complete asshole.
Out of nowhere. Just like, whoa.
And obviously, like, we are led to believe it's because of, stuff with his dad, stuff with his mom, his life is going crazy and all that. But then he starts doing things that are insane.
Yeah.
His mother needs like $6,500 a month care.
Crazy.
And he's trying to turn down like a $5 million deal.
It makes no sense.
For a movie.
Yeah.
And like, I can understand someone being an asshole for no reason, but like just being so self-defeating.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that was part of it or whatever, because his brother's like, hey, you got to let people love you, love them, let them love all of you, and that kind of stuff, which is nice. But I just was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that anyone would do something this stupid.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're embarrassed by the output or, okay, I've definitely written jokes that I didn't like that much that people liked.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're like, oh, that's your best joke. And it's like, that one sucks.
I barely like that.
People like it, but it's not good. They're wrong. But I keep telling it because they keep laughing at it. But he is just like, you know what? I'm just not going to make $4 million.
Yeah, that's wild.
It will change my life in insane ways. Mm-hmm. The entire problem of the movie will be solved.
Yeah.
But I don't want it.
It makes no sense.
And I was just like, well, I can't identify with this character anymore.
Yeah.
Not only do I not like him, but I just think he's stupid. And so it's like, if you're like an evil genius and I don't like you, that's cool. Or if you're just like kind of a dummy wandering through life, that's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. But if you're like smart and a fool, it's like, man, I don't like it.
I don't like, yeah.
I don't understand it. And I'm out of the movie. Like, what do you do? Like, when I start thinking, this is insane.
Yeah,
this is just how could a person ever say this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were on a train and then suddenly we didn't even know where the train was or if the tracks had been there in the first place. Yeah. We were floating amongst nothingness and wondering how we got there and why.
Yes.
That's how I felt. Honestly.
Is that your low main? That we were on a train and there were no tracks?
Yeah. No, honestly, just the aimlessness of like half of the movie.
Yeah.
There's so much. That's why it definitely feels like a TV show. Yeah. There's so much just like, well, we're just at this beach house kind of sitting around. Yeah. Why? Like, well, just do the movie. Like, why are we waiting here? And the whole like, okay, that's just the low main. That's the general low main. But like you're saying, with all the characters having little extra things they don't need, like the love interest, that had nothing to do with the story. That other random dude who's in it for one scene.
Yeah.
And that scene was so weird. It wasn't even like a good awkwardness. It was just like, felt like an actor showed up who wasn't supposed to be there. Just like, what?
And then they improvised.
Yeah. I gotta go.
That's my boyfriend, Daenerys.
Yeah.
And
Daenerys.
It was something like
Mother
that.
of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen.
That's my boyfriend, Daenerys Targaryen. But actually, what I'll tell you in the next scene is that we're broken up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, he will be. It just was like, that didn't even need to be there because it meant nothing. No. He didn't pop back up. She didn't like I could get if like maybe that had any tension or anything, but it just meant nothing.
And also she's basically only there for him to show off his bad side.
Yeah, which is weird.
Like he's not really like that to anybody else. He's just only a dick to her.
Yeah.
So it's like the part I liked the least about the movie is her storyline.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I mean, it's not her fault, but
no,
she has to be in scenes where he's like, you like this bullshit?
Which I did like. I did really like the scene where she was like like, when are you gonna learn that, like, not relating to people isn't a badge of honor? I was like, that is really good, because people can get like that, especially if they think they're good at their craft. Like,
oh, sure.
They can be like, oh, well, people just don't get it. It's like, well, that's not good. Like, you need to be able to interact and relate with people. Otherwise, you're alone, as he is in the movie.
You're all alone.
I did like that they don't resolve their relation. Like, is over. I was like, that kind of makes sense.
She just won't answer his text. Yeah.
Which I wouldn't either. If someone just was like crazy snapping at me, like, okay.
What are you, a fucking idiot?
Yeah, exactly.
You made me spaghetti and you're reading this fucking book? Fuck you.
And there just didn't seem to be a reason why he wouldn't tell her the truth. Like, just say, oh, I wrote the book. Like,
I wrote the book, and now I have $4 million.
Yeah. She probably...
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Plus, that's $4 million plus like a per diem, or like, I'm still working on the script.
Exactly.
They're paying me for that.
Oh, man.
I'm so rich.
Yeah. And
just think of how easy our life would be together.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But here's why I'm frustrated. It's all just communicate, but I guess, there wouldn't be drama if people just healthily communicated.
That's
smooth sailing, the movie. Oh, I get why you're mad. Okay, great.
Hey, maybe we need that kind of movie in this day and age.
Yeah, we should.
I think the other low main is the thing that you were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. The fact that the whole movie is about how, like, white people want this, they want this black suffering.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they want out of black media is suffering.
Yeah.
They don't want people to be, doing well. But that's as you said, it's sort of what the movie is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not poor people suffering. It's like people who are really smart and have pretty good lives. But they, too, are, like, causing their own suffering.
Yeah.
We're having to, like, deal with their internal, their pain.
Mm.
So it's kind of the same movie. Like, the movie is the same as his book.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
It's very weird. I don't know. There's definitely good things about it. And definitely, I think in ways was good.
Yeah.
To come out. But I wish, it had, just a little more editing down some things, taking out some things that don't need to be there. And just the presentation it felt so bland, like so freaking bland.
There's like no color.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got like a gray or a white or a tan shirt.
Yeah.
It's just fucking weird.
I also I kind of like the act out scene when he first starts writing the book.
Yes.
And there's like the gangster guy and his dad, deadbeat dad. Keith David did great. So I love when the son shoots him and he's like, "Why the hell did you do that?" It's so funny. I almost wish there was more of that. Like, make it more about the writing of the book. Cut most of the before he starts writing the book out. Like, the way the trailer worked with him seeing her, then instantly being like, okay, I should try that. Like, we didn't need, what was it, like 30, maybe 20 to 30 minutes before he starts writing the book?
Truly might have been, yes.
And it's like, and the sister thing, she was a great character, and then they just killed her it just seemed pointless. I was like, which I guess life is like that. Things just happen, but it was just, like, why did we even spend this time with this character? It just didn't make any sense.
It's like too many bad things for it to feel like anything makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, if your sister dies, then you can put that in a story and he can deal with that.
Exactly.
But if your sister runs an abortion clinic and she dies and your mother's got dementia and your brother's gay, and it's just like...
It's a lot.
It's just a lot of things to stuff into a story.
It really is.
Because you got to have like 2 or 3 scenes with the brother doing gay stuff, like doing coke and stuff.
Which is so funny because it's like, it's so funny to me when people are like, let's represent gay people. And then they're like, but let's only highlight like them being drug addicts and fucking everybody all the time. It's like, what the
dancing shirtless.
Yeah, I'm like, which I guess I get he's like divorced and like he's trying to fill all the voids, but it just is like, of course this is how they present it. Like, and then the mom, the random like homophobia where she's like, I always knew you weren't queer. I laughed because I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that?
It's very weird.
Yeah, and they play it.
Like the moment after, I too laughed.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that wasn't supposed to be funny.
Exactly.
Like that was supposed to be like that was supposed to be the most important scene for the brother.
Exactly.
Like this represents everything he's dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
His mother, his father, like never feeling like he's welcome around the people he loves.
Yeah.
And like his siblings love him, but his parents just do not love him, the whole him. Like he has a whole speech about how they don't love the whole me. Like I wish my dad who died, who had known that I was gay, because even if he didn't like me, he would have known the whole me. And while I don't entirely understand that, that's what his character thinks.
Exactly.
And so for that big scene to come off as like,
yeah, that's what it felt like. It was just like,
I knew you weren't queer. What the fuck?
It was very weird. It was
very
like,
weird.
I also had I laughed at the part where he first meets the lady he ends up dating.
Yeah.
Monk.
The lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer, which also was meaningless to the story.
Oh yeah, she's a lawyer.
Just that's what she does.
It's just to let you know that this is a movie about people who are smart.
Yeah.
Everybody in it has a good job, and that's great, isn't it?
It's so great. I feel great for them.
It's the opposite of like the bad representation that they're talking about.
Exactly.
It's like a kind of exact opposite to where it's like, well, everybody's a doctor or a lawyer.
Everyone's doing great.
I don't know if I've ever met this many doctors or lawyers in my entire life.
Also, dang, divorce must just really suck, because if you're a doctor and you're still like poor,
oh my god,
divorce, that's crazy. Anyway, yeah, that was played off weird. Okay, so he meets that lady, and she's like, "Yeah, some crazy guy blew his brains out," and I fully laughed, and I was like, "Oh, that was supposed to be like an awkward, like, oh shit, And I felt bad because no one else. I was just like, oops.
Yeah, but it's another part where they just don't stick the landing.
No, at all.
Like that part. I mean, that's where we find out. Isn't that where we find out that his dad committed suicide? We know he's dead, but
I think they may like allude to it a little bit, but
yeah, maybe so.
They don't talk about why or how.
Yeah,
I think That's
another scene that's supposed to be like, or something. Or supposed to be like handled more. Not even delicately, the opposite. Like supposed to be handled more intensely. So it's either funny or sad, or it has to choose. Yeah. We as the audience have to know what we're supposed to feel about the scene. Exactly. Instead of going, oops.
I see.
It's bad to kill yourself.
It is bad.
Oh.
Well, yeah. And there were some scenes that just... They had funny bits. Like, I liked when Monk is throwing the ashes out into the water.
Yes.
But then the white guy's like, do you have a permit to do this?
Yeah.
But it was just kind of not fully committed to.
Yeah.
And
They're not yelling. They should yell.
Yeah. I did like him saying, like, I think he says, like, fuck you. I did, like, fuck off. Like, he just has, like, a very flippant. Yeah. I really like that. But it just was.
There's a part in that moment where, I mean, this was one that I was glad I saw it a second time, because the first time I was like, I don't understand it. He says, Sterling K. Brown, the brother character, says, I'm going to eat your sweater vest. But he's not wearing a sweater vest.
Yeah.
He's wearing like one of those puffer vests.
That's funny.
And it's like, I mean, he's just literally not wearing a sweater vest.
He should have, if the character had said, it's actually a puffer vest, that could have been interesting.
Yeah. But instead, he just goes, "Oh, I'm going to leave.
All right.
This is a sweater vest." It's fucking weird.
It is a weird movie.
It's fucking weird.
It's another one of those ones where I can't imagine just being like, I'm going to throw on American fiction. It's like, it just doesn't have, nothing about it has like the cinematic feel at all.
Doesn't have the juice.
It needs the juice. It sucks when you can tell early on. You're like, dang, no matter what they do, they forgot to add the juice.
Yes.
The juice.
They forgot to make this
shit.
a movie.
Yeah, the cookie, you didn't put in the flour or the eggs. And you're like, this doesn't really taste like a cookie.
Yeah, it's just butter and chocolate chips.
Yeah. Which, hey, if you're in a bind, that's probably not too bad.
Sounds great. But you don't want to eat it for 2 hours.
No, I don't want to eat anything for 2 hours. Not even.
No.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but.
That? You talking about that?
Yeah.
Wait. Was I going to say something? I'm out of things.
I'm out of things too.
It may be because I'm sick, but I'm out of things.
I give it 2 stars
out of
5.
Oh, wow.
1,000.
I think I give it somewhere around there too.
Yeah, it just I wouldn't want this to win an award because it's not a good show. This is what I hate. Like, it's like this guy is. It sucks when this is hard to express. Like, it's a race thing of like, I want this to be good.
Yeah.
I need this to be good, and then you're like, but it's not that.
It's not good.
It's like Tyler Perry movies. Hey, you're doing your thing. It's for those the people that like them. Great, but like they're never like this. Like, oh wow, great comedic genius moment. Like, this is awesome. Or like filmed well or interesting. Like, it bums me the hell out.
Yeah.
But then you get stuff like Moonlight, and you're like, okay, that's great.
Oh yeah, Moonlight's
good job. But yeah. Anyway, it just sucks. I always have that like, I'm rooting for you, and then I'm like, oh,
I'm sorry. I feel like this is my fault.
It's okay. I think it's Jeffrey Wright's fault.
I have something to share with you, Michael.
What?
I produced and wrote this movie.
Oh my gosh, I knew it.
Honestly, there were a few times when I was watching it where I could have thought like, this might be like a psyop or like a white guy wrote the thing and like send it in under kind of a black sounding name. And he was like, my career isn't working, but this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use white guilt.
That would be amazing.
If that comes out, my mind would be blown.
If it won the award and a white guy came up and said, that was the whole point. I proved the point of the movie.
I got you. You're fucking stupid. You like this shit, you fucking dummies.
There was one other thing I did like. It's when Monk he's like sitting in bed watching the TV and it's like black stories and like it's all just like people, drug deals, people getting shot up. I was dying laughing. I was like, this is so funny.
Just like slavery stuff and drive-bys. It's really, really good.
I think they showed a scene from that. What is that movie called? Antebellum. I'm pretty sure they showed a clip from that. I was like, that's so funny.
I mean, if that was the whole movie, like that version of it is great.
Yeah.
And that part of kind of reminded me of like other things like that, where like there's this movie called Hollywood Shuffle from the 80s that's like about a guy trying to make it in Hollywood, and like he's an actor, but all of his auditions are like that. Like all of his auditions are like drug dealer number 3, and it's like that thing is great, and I truly would love to see that, but it just wasn't that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because they sold it as that. If they had sold it as like a funny melodrama or something, a dramedy, which is what it ends up being, then maybe I would have liked it more. But I went in thinking like, oh yeah, this is going to be spicy. No, it just wasn't that spicy.
It wasn't that spicy. And that's a bummer when you're looking for spice and people don't give you the spice. It's like when you go to a Thai or Indian place and they're like, it's a little bit hotter than you can handle. And you're like, no, I can do it. And they don't believe you. And they give you like a less spicy. And you're like, this ain't it. What the?
Motherfuckers.
I want it to be burning inside.
I want to hurt.
I want to feel alive, man.
I'm tired of not feeling alive.
I want to feel alive. I needed a moment like that. Jeffrey Wright to just lose it. Like, just
nobody loses it.
It's just very like, even when he's mad, he's just like, what are you, stupid? And you're like, that wasn't very angry.
You like this book? This book sucks. I wrote this book. It's stupid.
Fuck, they should have called it Suck. It's horrible. That's kind of anger that you get from the movie. But
we can't only talk about American fiction. We have to talk about other movies, which brings us to a segment called Panda Express Presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the music, Michael.
Ding 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 bang bong bong. It's time for the Panda Express. Ding ding, because we got some things to express. Boop boop. About the things we watched this week. Ding kong kong. The Express hit some rocks. There were some rocks placed on the tracks by some children, but we made it through.
Choo 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 choo. I watched a few movies this week.
Okay, I watched.
I don't remember most of them, so I will only tell you the one I remember.
Yeah.
I watched Anyone But You.
Okay. What is that?
Sydney Sweeney and Handsome Man.
Oh,
movie.
Gosh, Sean.
What is his name? He's good in Top Gun, but I don't remember his name. Handsome Man.
Forblorb.
Yes, Forblorb Johnson.
Yeah.
And, you know what? It wasn't that good.
Yeah, it looked pretty rough to me.
This is the problem. It's based on Much Ado About Nothing, so, like, the story itself was pretty good. And, like, some of the romantic stuff was pretty good. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't very funny.
Yeah.
Which is bad in a romantic comedy.
Looked pretty... Like, it looked like a 90s or, like, early 2000s movie, and I was very confused by it.
I thought for sure this is going to be, like, a Randy comedy. This is going to be like a kind of 80s style dirty comedy where it's like they hate each other but they want to fuck and like that kind of thing. And it sort of is, but it doesn't get very sexy.
Yeah.
I think there's like one sex scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it was just weird. I think there's one whole nipple in the whole movie. And it's like, well, don't show me that. This is another problem with advertising. Don't make me think that this is going to be like. What was the Jennifer Lawrence movie that was pretty good?
Oh, I heard about that. I never saw
it. No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. I never saw it.
No Hard Feelings was pretty good. At the very least, much better than this.
Yeah.
And it was that. Like, it was like kind of sexy, kind of funny, kind of sad.
Yeah.
And it kind of balanced those pretty well to be a pretty good movie. Mm-hmm. But this was just not that.
Yeah. It didn't look appealing to me. And then I feel bad because I've seen her. I think she was in The White Lotus the first season. And I thought she was fine in that because she was like a stoner lady.
Yeah.
But I always feel like she's like asleep or dead or something. Like she's just like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And I don't get
like
this,
she's very beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
She's very hot, but she's like, hey, this party is weird.
Like she's in the new Madam Web, and she was just standing there like, okay, there's a guy over there. Like, it's like this. I don't get this. I don't get it. Hey, whatever though. I'm happy for you. Same with Awkwafina. Her and Awkwafina. Good job. You did
America loves jugs, and we're finally admitting it, which is nice.
I think they're great.
For years, we've been an ass country. Probably an ass world, really.
Yeah.
Well, depends on which parts of the world.
Yeah.
But, like, North and South America, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. You
at
did
the very least
remind me of this meme I really like. Okay. It's a picture of the planet Earth, and it's like looking over its shoulder. It doesn't really have a shoulder, but it's like looking back with like big lips, and it has a big ass, and it says, "Do I look flat to you?" I really like that one. Ass World just reminded me of that.
That's funnier than all of the jokes in Anyone But You. Which was not horrible, but it was just whatever.
I did see an outtake where that bug scene.
Yeah,
it like attacked her apparently, and she was like, and she was like screaming. I was like, that is crazy. So, just letting you know,
it's worth it.
It was worth it. Anyone but me.
Anyone
being attacked by this spider, you see. I saw a little movie.
Oh, how small was it?
Very small. Tiny. Minuscule. It was called Showing Up, if you remember.
Oh, I remember this.
This trailer about the like art showing and like the neighbor that won't fix her water.
From the director of First Cow.
Oh, I never saw First Cow. Wow.
I couldn't do it.
I
with all due respect.
Somehow watched this whole movie in 2 parts, 2 sittings.
Okay. Is it bad?
What a pointless waste of my time. That movie is horrible. I was sitting there like, this movie sucks. I just kept saying, I was like, there's nothing going on, and these characters are so like just nothing. Yeah. And the movie ends, and nothing has changed really, except her and the lady who she has a problem with are just going to pick up cigarettes, and they're walking together. I was like, nothing changed. This lady still sucks and won't fix your hot water. Like, I don't get what it just made no sense. Like there was no arcs, nothing. It was just like, and then there were like 5 to 10 minute scenes of like her sculpting, like no movement, just on a thing. I was like, this is just not. What is the like? It just was nothing. That was not a good movie. Anyway,
I will not be watching that.
Yeah, don't. I wish I hadn't have shown up.
I couldn't make it through First Cow, so I definitely don't think I will be.
What is that literally about? The first cow?
I think it's literally about the first cow in North America or something like that. At some point, we saw the trailer, and longtime listeners, the true Kill Donkeys know this. John and I watched the trailer at the Belcourt, and the ending, they're showing a bunch of people doing things in the old timey times. And then like the end of the movie is like, first cow. What? Like, what the fuck is this? That can't be the name of this movie. It's like, it should be a movie about a cow being president.
Yeah.
Or being the president's wife, I guess.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
But it isn't.
I would see that.
Hey, tweet at us at FoodCourtCast. Give us 5 stars on your whatevers. Write us reviews, please. Next week I'll feel better, I promise. I'm going to take care of my body. On behalf of Michael Hampton, I am Sean Parrott saying to you, bon appetit.